What's up everyone, it's Herd85 here. Welcome to episode number 10 on WCW A Done Deal. We're now in February 2002, coming off the end of a really good pay-per-view which scored me a 92 and also had a 98 main event. So hopefully we can continue the good times for WCW. Nitro is booked. So starting things off with a 6-man tag as normal to warm up the crowd. Psychosis picking up the win here for his team of Johnny B. Bad, Chris Candido against Red, La Parka and Crowbar. 61's a good start. Fatal 4-way match. Raph defeats Smiley, Rios and Tanaka. It's only got 55, but it's just to warm up the crowd, get people used. Main show, freestyle angle, but it's basically Flair's out in the ring, Team Canada confront him, Eric Bischoff comes out and he books Ric Flair versus Mike Awesome in the main event tonight, 93. Alex Wright returns to the main roster, defeats Kid Cash. He's got 55. Hayes continues his good run of form with a new Mortal Kombat looking picture there. Defeats Terry Funk with the Northern Light suplex. It's got 60. Steiner's backstage. He asks Eric Bischoff for a title shot, a world title shot. Bischoff says he'll think about it. It's got a 74. Shane Douglas defeats Super Crazy. It's got a 76. Quite a high rating for that sort of match. Team Madness. Christopher Daniels and Nigel McGuinness defeat the Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi and the former Cruiserweight Champion Jimmy Yang. It's got a 75. They have great chemistry as a tag team. They're great with Randy Savage as a manager. So yeah, Team Madness is looking good. Jeff Jarrett's in the ring with his valet Melina. He cuts a promo on Sean O'Haire. Jarrett says the TV title and O'Haire just a stepping stone for him to move on to greater things. He is the chosen one, and there's nothing we can do about it. Sean O'Haire storms the ring, but Jeff Jarrett throws Melina into his path so he can get away. So 88, quite a strong rating. Jerry Lynn defeats Finlay with the Cradle Power Driver. It's got 59. A bit of an old school sort of match, it would have been. 3-way tag team contest. The team of Canyon and Carino defeat 2 Live Crew and the Wyndhams. Canyon defeats Barry Windham with the Flatliner. It's got 75. A 3-way brawl breaks out between Booker T, Scott Steiner and Dustin Rhodes. Samoa Joe pulls Dustin to the outside so the two can make a quick escape for the crowd. Booker T continues to brawl with Scott Steiner until refs and agents break it up. So even though they are not on the same page, what I'm going to do is book a tag team main event for Thunder, which is the next show, between Booker T and Scott Steiner versus Dustin Rhodes and Samoa Joe. As this angle got a 93, it's pretty good. Buff Bagwell in singles action defeats Monty Brown with the Buff Blockbuster, 75. Main event, Ric Flair defeats Mike Awesome following botched interference from Lance Storm. Makes it his 4th title defense. This got an 83. Following the match, Team Canada are beating down Flair when Sting's music hits. He runs down the ring and fights them off. 87. So the Stinger is back and he's helping Ric Flair fight off Team Canada. 87. And a strong showing, 85, to end the February edition of Nitro, the first one. I would say that's alright. Alright, I guess. The Hardy Boys are to split up. Oh, WWE considering splitting up the Hardys as pushing as single stars. I'm pretty sure one of them has a singles title now. No, I think Matt Hardy had a main event push recently on the game. Alright, pardon me. Raw got an 86. Edge lost to The Undertaker in the main event. So Raw got an 86 and we got an 85. So we're neck and neck. Brian Adams says he gets nervous the more he gets pushed, but he is now in rehab for 6 months, in case you didn't know. So that's why I've got Brian Clark gone back to his Wrath gimmick for a little while. See if I can get him over as Wrath. SmackDown got 888. Bagwell defeats Scott Hall. Christian defeated Monty Jannetty for the IC title. Monty Jannetty. Nothing too interesting there in the news. So I've just signed Chris Parks, otherwise known as Abyss, who I'm going to put in the WCW versus the World. That score of 46. Daisy I can jid-rack against AJ and Air Paris. So now moving on to Thunder with the main event. Pre-booked tag match between Joe, Rhodes, Booker and Scott Steiner. Right, okay, so we're up to Thunder. Hopefully this is a big show. A lot of effort was put in for the main event, the storytelling. Right. Oh, I've discovered a new tag team. The tag team of Alex Wright and Masato Tanaka. Tanaka and Wright. Huh. So I threw together some tag combos to see if I could actually get a random tag team, and we did get one. So Alex Wright and Tanaka will be a new tag team on the scene, as they have excellent chemistry. That normally adds a lot to tag matches, because I'll show you here. There you go. So anyway, Punk and La Parka won that little outcome. 66 to warm up the crowd. Another warm-up match, BG James and Conan defeat Finlay and Kid Cash, 67. Right, the main show. Scott Steiner is backstage with Booker T. They talk about their up-and-coming match, but Steiner acts like a dick and brushes off Booker T. So Steiner is not interested in what Booker T's got to say. 83. Triple threat cruiserweight match. Justin Liger defeats Super Crazy and Chavo Guerrero. That's got a 70. Dusty Rhodes has a segment with Bagwell and Shane Douglas. He says that he's not happy with the way they've been acting recently, so he's booking them in a tag match against DDP and Monty Brown. It's a big tag match there. Cruiserweight match, I guess. Kidman and Mysterio defeat the Enforcers, C.W. Anderson and Chris Candido. 78, very good rating. Although C.W. Anderson isn't really a cruiserweight, it's more like an X Division star, really. Backstage, Flair thanks Sting for his help recently. 77. Wrath defeats Steve Corino with the meltdown. It's got a 76. Stacey Keebs goes to Sean O'Haire and asks to be his manager. He accepts the offer. 64. So this is gonna hopefully continue their storyline with Jeff Jarrett, Melina. Hayes continues his good winning streak. Defeats Hugh Morris. It's got a 65. He's a Northern Night Suplex. Lance Storms with Dusty Rhodes. He wants to face Sting tonight, and Dusty accepts. 80. Tag match with some implications. Bagwell and Shane Douglas defeat DDP and Monty Brown. Buff Bagwell picked up the win over DDP with the buff blockbuster following a turn by Monty Brown. So basically, this is a one segment turn. Monty Brown, probably good as they've got no chemistry as tag partners. Monty Brown turned on DDP and they will be feuding. This is a new feud. Monty Brown DDP. 78 for the match. Mike Awesome was with Major Guns. He attacks Ric Flair from behind and beats the crap out of him, leaving him bloodied and beaten. So Ric Flair is taken out by Mike Awesome. 91. So the pay-per-view, by the way, is SuperBrawl. So that's not for a few weeks yet. Sting defeats Lance Storm by DQ when Mike Awesome runs in and attacks Sting. This got a 78. Following the match, Sting's being attacked by Team Canada, and Lex Luger comes down and saves Sting. And this is also a quick turn. Lex Luger is now a face, and not only that, I'm going to pre-book on Nitro a tag match between Lex Luger and the Stinger versus Mike Awesome and Lance Storm. That will happen on Nitro. This got an 87. The main event sort of drops a bit, but Booker T and Scott Steiner pick up the win over Dustin Rhodes and Samoa Joe. I'm sure this is right. Frankensteiner for the win. 75. Following the match, Booker, Dustin, Joe, Steiner battle all the way to the concession stands, and it resembles the food fight scene from Animal House. By golly, the mustard is being used. 87. So overall, Thunder got a 81. There wasn't really any standout matches on that one. That sort of, the main event was a lot lower than I hoped. Potentially because Samoa Joe isn't quite main event status yet. Status. It's got to be. Oh, Scotty Steiner failed a steroid test, and so did Shane Douglas. I've got Rob Van Dam back. However, I'm about to drug test him. Let's see how this goes. Oh, he failed it. Shocker. RVD is soft drug. I shall rehab him. So Rob bitten and gone. He returned and he's back out again. Medical. He's now gone again. Geez, for 8 months. So, so I signed Rob Van Dam a long while back. and so far he has not really been used. So Rob Van Dam. Let's have a look at his yeah, he didn't even wrestle a match for me yet. We'll see how his battles do. So Thunder was an 81. Johnny Chris Candido's got a naggly injury. Nothing too much there. New Japan there, got an 82. So New Japan, Hayes is in the main event. He got an 85 match. Developmental 54. AJ Styles defeated James Storm in the main event. That got 64 for anyone interested. So yeah, of course Hugh Morris has got big problems because I keep getting him beat. He just jobs to Hayes, so oh, Steve Williams there, injured for a while, Dr. Death. Looks like there's quite a lot of shows on. Anything stands out for me? Not really. SW, in case you didn't know, Stampede Wrestling. Oh no. In sad news, the wrestling world lost another. Stu Hart passed away. Just as I was talking about Stampede Wrestling, the legend himself passed away. He was 86 on the game. Carlos Colon there. That's what's his name? Carlito? No, it's Carlito's dad. So obviously here you go, because of the passing away of Stu. Looks like Ross Hart is the new head booker for Stampede Wrestling. To be honest, I'd have to have a look to see who their booker is. Yeah, Bruce Hart was the owner. So Bruce got his brother in. Anyway, on to Nitro. This show's main event will be Luger and Sting versus Team Canada's Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. Right, okay. Nitro is booked. Big main event. Pre-show and everything. CM Punk on the pre-show. Hasn't really got a storyline at the moment. He defeats Mr. Rios. It's got a 75. Mysterio and Jimmy Yang defeat Kanyon and Steve Corino. Well, they face Kanyon and Corino. Kanyon and Corino pick up the win. I do like this tag combo. Sting's in a hospital room. This was like an earlier today video. He finds Ric Flair unable to talk. He says sorry for not being there, and he promised he'll get revenge on Team Canada. 74. Ryan Tanaka, the new tag team, defeat the Wyndhams. The German suplex there. 62. Bischoff and Dusty Rhodes announced the return of the Hardcore title. This got a 78. Straight into a battle royal, which Samoa Joe wins, and he is your new Hardcore champion. Samoa Joe, 66. Cruiserweight title match. Billy Kidman defeats Christopher Daniels with the Shooting Star Press. This got a 78. Very good Cruiserweight match. 78. Melina and Stacey Keebs having a bit of a brawl. Has to be separated by the men of the feud. Jeff Jarrett and Sean O'Haire. It's got 72. Monty Brown squashes Kaz Hayashi. The Pounce has got 59. Following the match, Brown cuts a promo in which he makes fun of injuring DDP. 83 for his promo. Bit of a random tag. Steiner Warriors defeat BG James and Conan. Tempted to split that team up, to be honest. That's got quite a good rating. Sean O'Haire defeats Nigel McGuinness with the Widowmaker. That's got an 81. So it shows you how far McGuinness and Sean O'Haire have come. Three-way brawl breaks out between Booker T, Dustin Rhodes and Scott Steiner. This brings out Eric Bischoff, who says that they can all settle it at the SuperBrawl, the pay-per-view. So it'll be Booker T versus Scott Steiner versus Dustin for the World Title at SuperBrawl. 94's pretty good. The main event. Sting and Lex Luger defeat Team Canada when Sting defeated Lance Storm with the Scorpion Deathlock. 79. Sting and Luger have great chemistry teaming. See, I've got to keep kind of rebuild Sting back up. So a big win for Sting there. 79. Following the match, both teams continue to brawl. Mike Awesome keeps Sting distracted as Lance Storm body slams Luger through the ringside table. And then he delivers a hellacious power driver right through the table. So Team Canada take out Lex Luger after the match. 89. Yeah, 83 for Nitro. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Right, so Brian Nobbs has returned, as you can see there. Probably enter him into the hardcore frame, I guess. And I've got news about Steiner's failed a drug steroid. Standard Scott Steiner. Raw got an 87. The Brothers of Destruction beat Edge and Christian. And we got an 83. So 83, I'm definitely happy with. Bicep tear there for one of my guys. Well, it's technically one of my guys. He's be out for a little while with that, I think. Physical, out for a month. Not bad. Chris Candido's back, 100%. Got proprietary Drew Galloway. Might know him as Drew McIntyre. He's only 16 on the game, and he's on the indie scene at the moment. No need to chase after him for me just yet. SmackDown 89, Big Show defeats The Rock. Steven Richards, huh? Don't really see too much going on. Have a look at the news. WCW vs. the World. Bryan Danielson stands out AJ Styles in the main event defeats Mark Jindrak, retaining this title. Shane Helms has got a feud with Brian Lee. Okay then. Jindrak and Stasiak versus the mighty team of Disco Inferno and AJ Styles. Got AJ Styles teaming up with Disco Inferno. That could be interesting. Alright. It's time to do another edition of WCW Thunder. Okay, Thunder is ready. Going in a bit of a different direction for this episode. Anyway, Hugh Morris, Juice and Liger, Barry Windham and Brian Knobbs in a pre-show match. Windham picks up the victory, 58. Potential heel turn shown there from Hugh Morris. Kind of seeing if I can just tweak his character a bit. Don't really know what to do with him. Random 6 triple threat tag. Indeal Forces beat Madness. Smiley and Funk. Candido pins Daniels. So big win for the Enforcers. 67. Main show. Scott Steiner's arguing with Shane Douglas. Gets heated. Eric Bischoff is walking by. Says they can settle it tonight 1-on-1. Shane Douglas versus Scotty Steiner. Random 4-way. Hayes continues the winning streak. Beats Crowbar, Kikash and Kendall Windham with his Northern Light suplex. 55. Sting gets ambushed backstage by Team Canada, who leave him lying out. So that means Canada have taken out Sting, Flair and Luger. 91. 8-man cruiserweight. 10-man, cruiserweight action. The team of Red, Lynn, Super Crazy, Mysterio, Kidman beat Chavo, Kazuyoshi, Rios, Psychosis, and La Parka. Lynn picking up the win. 66. Booker T promo, basically saying he's going to beat Scott Steiner, Dustin, Rhodes and Samoa Joe when he gets his hands on him. 79. Jeff Jarrett defending the television title. Retains over Conan when Melina interfered and he hit the stroke. 77. Following the match, Sean O'Haire runs in and chases off Jeff Jarrett. 82. CM Punk finally featured in the main show match. Defeats Finlay. 73. The chase continues. Sean O'Haire is chasing Jeff Jarrett backstage, but we have to cut to other action first. 86. Which is Wrath versus Johnny B. Bad. They have great chemistry. 69. Wrath back to winning ways. Bit of just a break-up segment to reveal some firing t-shirts into the crowd. Monty Brown's in the ring. Calls out DDP. When DDP doesn't come, someone dressed as DDP turns up instead. Brown proceeds to make light of the real DDP. This stops, however, when DDP actually shows up and attacks Monty Brown to end his shenanigans. I should be booking this as a 1-on-1 for the pay-per-view. Monty Brown's going to go 1-on-1 with Diamond Dallas Page at SuperBrawl. Big tag match here. Chris Kanyon and Steve Corino defeat Alex Wright and Tanaka. Very good ratings, 79. Sean O'Haire comes around backstage and spots Jeff Jarrett. As the chase begins, Jarrett was obviously waiting for this as he's reached a waiting car and screeches off into the night. However, Sean O'Haire doesn't give up, jumps into his car and heads off in hot pursuit. That got an 83. So O'Haire is after revenge on Jarrett. Main event, not as high as I was hoping, but Scott Steiner defeats Shane Douglas following botch interference from Buff Bagwell. Following the match, Douglas, Bagwell, Dustin, Rhodes and Samoa Joe join in the assault. However, the Steiner Warriors come to the ring and make the save. So this has gone for a double face turn for both of them. It's got an 89 and that ends Thunder. Unfortunately, I always do this. I've already hit the limit where you've had too many shock turns, meaning that it apparently didn't go very well. However, when you look at have a quick look at the Steiner Warriors, I mean, they're still over, they're still happy, and they're going to be used a bit more now because they're going to be Scotty Steiner's backup. Let's put it on the main screen. So I'm going to pre-book that now actually. We'll have a 6-man tag on Nitro. Yeah, Nitro is next. So I'll just talk you through it while I pre-book it. It's going to be Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, and Road Warrior Animal, the Steiner Warriors as a trio. And they're going to take on Dustin, Rhodes, Shane Douglas, and Buff Bagwell. I potentially might put Booker T against Joe, but we're not sure anyway. Thunder got 82. High 80s are still. Hayes is the Iron Man. Should probably look at Hayes really, should I? See if he's actually worth the push. He's got good stats. Over this now is 38. It was 32 at the start of the month. He's 85 overness in Japan. WCW, by the way, in case you wondered, overness is now 70. We started the game at 56. Japan, we are 69, so I mean we're doing very well. Slowly getting there. These big ratings eventually are going to come to a, hopefully we'll get national soon. Or at least cult. Then I'll be able to bring in some bigger stars. Maybe like a Bret Hart. Or Hulk Hogan or something like that. Russell War, Bryan Danielson was the star of the show. Bryan Danielson is in a bit of a random tag team, I think. Let's have a look at my developmental. More pressure, yeah. Bryan Danielson's currently in a tag team with Chris Hero. This is the Power Plant roster. We've got Palumbo, Miller, Jidrak, Stasia, in Disco, Saunders, Lee, Helms, Styles, David Flair, AMW. It's kind of a mix of sort of a lot of indie stars, some WCW guys that I don't consider good enough for the main roster, and a few of the early NWA TNA Impact stars. Alright, let's have a quick gander at the news. Oh, hello, my WCW developmental had a pay-per-view. Stays yet to defeat Bryan Danielson in the main event. I got 57. 0.01 rating for the TV. No title matches though. CZ, Pete Williams to Stampede Wrestling. Super Dragon. Super Dragon. A lot of news there. Oh, hello, what's that? Wow, That's pretty big. Hogan will speak to me now, and I'm gonna bring him in. Let's have a look at the contract negotiations. He wants creative control. No. He wants to hire him. Veto. No. Just throw more money at him, to be honest. Well, he really wants this. There we go. Well, looks like Hogan's coming back. Can't believe he joined TCW. Can't believe he's talking to me. Alright, so I'm going to let you in and have a look at some possible hirings here. Let's see who's available to hire, can work in America. And we'll go for at least a draw. So I can't get Goldberg, legal reasons it says. I can bring Bret Hart in, but he can't wrestle because of his injury. Ken Shamrock. You know what, I'm going to bring Kenny in. Give him a big contract, 5-year deal. Roddy Piper there. And Warrior. Bret Hart doesn't get on with a couple of people. Kevin Nash being one. And Hogan. Let's see who's under these lot. Anyone? No? Recognisable? Davey Boy Smith. Yeah, I think I'll bring him too. British Bulldog. Maybe not Road Warrior Hawk. I don't think Hawk would survive because he would have to be rehabbed straight away. Tatanka there. Let's have a look at openness. Big Tank. You know, I'm tempted. I'll see if it works. I'm tempted to give Tank Abbott a developmental deal. Oh, he's got to take it. Huh. Taka, will he come back? No, he's still in New Japan. Stevie Ray. Bundy. Earthquake. Jim Duggan, Honky Tonk Man, George Steele, Patriot, Butterbean, Brutus Beefcake. Do I bring him back with Hogan and have a Hollywood thing going? Backlund. Huh. Now going down to like regional level now, so you know, depends who I want to bring in. A lot of people I like to bring in to help boost openness for people, but you know, is that not Mantar? It was, yeah. Oh god. PCO there. God, Chaz Warrington. I'm sure he's one of the headbangers. Glenn Roof, can you hire him? No, so I can bring a headbanger. Dale Torborg there, known as the Demons in WCW. Let's give Daphne a developmental deal. So normally I don't really show you these guys, this stuff. I normally just go on a hiring spree and then surprise. But sometimes this is what I do, have a little look see who's about. There's the wall there. Johnny Stamboli. Quite young, as whether I wanna. I can bring him and Vito in. Huh, Russo. Do I bring Russo back? Give him the ultimate return. Schiavone. Blumini. Paul Ellering. So yeah, still quite a lot of people to consider. Rock and Roll Express there. Savio Vega. The Sandman. Hardcore Hack. Maybe. Shaggy 2 Dope. Fabulous Moolah. So yeah, as you can see, the free agency still looking strong. So on that note, let's book some Nitro. Right, Nitro is booked, and we are headlining with a WCW title match, Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett. Alright, pre-show. Kid Cash and Chavo defeat Crowbar and Liger, 68. Some random tag combos. Jerry Lynn and Raph pick up a win, 63. Again, pre-show. Main show, The Amazing Red scores a huge upset victory, defeating Brian Knobbs, 54. Six-man tag, Hayes teams with Carino and Canyon to defeat Smiley Morris and Terry Funk, 68. 2LK basically have a promo in which they're saying they're going solo. So we've split up that as a tag team, give them something different to do. 73. Hardcore title defense, Samoa Joe defeats Super Crazy, 59. Hardcore title isn't that over, so should be fine. Punk continues to score reasonable ratings, defeats Johnny B. Bad, 77. Stacy Keibler kind of gets jumped by Jeff Jarrett. After knocking her down, he then strips her to her underwear. 66. So a bit of eye candy there. Cool. Nigel McGuinness defeats Rey Mysterio with the Tower of London, 79. Good match, good rating. See, McGuinness is just on the verge of the main event upper mid-card scene. He's a high mid-carder and he's producing some high ratings in the middle matches. Bit of a back and forth insult trading promo between DDP and Monty Brown. This is building up momentum nicely. 94. Tag team action. Two members of Team Madness, Randy Savage and Christopher Daniels, defeat Alex Wright and Tanaka. It's got 70. Flair returns. He calls out Team Canada. As soon as they appear, they are jumped by Sting and Lex Luger, who are waiting in the wings. Major Gunn runs off. Team Canada are taken by surprise and totally destroyed. So the faces get a bit of revenge. Team Canada get beaten down by Flair, Luger, and Sting. 86. So not quite the main event, but still a very good match. Dustin, Rhodes, Bagwell, and Shane Douglas defeat the Steiner Warriors. Dustin Rhodes gets the win following a distraction from Samoa Joe. Has got an 80. Following the match, Booker T then joins in. All 8 guys have the old brawl to the back moment. This is going to lead to a 8-man tag on Thunder, where it will be Booker T, Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner versus Road Warrior Animal versus Dustin Rhodes, Buff Bagwell, Shane Douglas, and Samoa Joe. Big 8-man tag for Thunder. Main event, WCW title on the line. Booker T defeats Jeff Jarrett following a distraction from Sean O'Haire. It's got an 85. So 86 for this week's Nitro. That's one of the reasons why I gave him a big WCW title main event, to pick up the ratings, to recover it basically. Great, that's not what I wanted to see. So, as you can read in the news there, WWF have offered Hulk Hogan a contract. Seriously? So I've got to offer him some more money. Great. Raw got an 89. Rock defeated Triple H. We got 86. So the ratings are close. How over's Hayes now? You know, I've been pushing him pretty much to the moon. 38. So it's sort of stopped at the moment. We are progressing towards Thunder. Oh, can you dig that? Triple H defeats Chris Benoit. I got a 99 rating. SmackDown got an 87. Just hoping some of the WWF guys' contracts start coming up so I can start trying to do my own raid. So Daphne signed a developmental deal for me. WCW versus the World, not a big rating. Oh, looks like AJ Styles was in the main event again. Right, Thunder, here we come. Right, big main event on Thunder. Here, let's make sure I've got everything in order. Alright, oh, I'm hoping to find some more tag teams, but it doesn't look like it. The Parker, Crazy, Hayes, Cash, and Team Madness. Peter Nash, Daniels picks up the win for his team with the last rights. 68. Huh, didn't expect that. Rios and O'Haire have great chemistry, but Rios also fractured his cheekbone. I guess Sean O'Haire can be a bit of a stiff worker. 74 for the pre-show match. The old heels here, hyping the main event. Rhodes, Joe, Bagwell, Douglas. Tanaka and Alex Wright continued their good run of form, defeating the Young Dragons, 57. CM Punk defeats Psychosis with the Anaconda Vice, 72. To be honest, guys, I'm just sort of biding my time with Punk. No, it doesn't need to be chucked straight into the main event. It's still building, still improving. Team Madness promo, just to see if I can get more over. 81's pretty good now, because their old promos used to be like in the 60s. So, it's a lot better. Liger defeats Amazing Red and Chavo Guerrero. This was a cruiserweight match. 74. BG James in singles action defeats Finlay, 57. Oh, big promo here from the faces. Look at that, 98. Booker T, Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, and Road Warrior Animal. Raph defeats Barry Windham with the meltdown, 63. Sean O'Haire and Jeff Jarrett are backstage. An argument breaks out. They start brawling until agents and staff can pull them apart. And this is going to be a SuperBrawl match between Jeff Jarrett and Sean O'Haire. The rematch for the TV title. Jerry Lynn defeats Billy Kidman with a fast roll up to win the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. That's right, Jerry Lynn, first gold for me in WCW. Just fancy the title change, to be honest. 72. Team Canada with Major Guns challenge Luger, Sting and Flair to allow them to pick a partner to face off in a 6-man tag. The faces come out, they agree this is going to happen on Nitro. So we're going to have a 6-man tag on Nitro. Team Canada, a mystery person versus Luger, Flair and Sting. DDP defeats C.W. Anderson, Diamond Color, 71. Following the match, Monty Brown attacks and beats DDP down to the mat. 99. Wow, 99. Wow, main event. Superb match. Booker T, Scotty, Ricky, and Road Warrior Animal defeat Rhodes, Joe, Bagwell, Douglas. Booker T pinning Samoa Joe with a scissor kick. This got an 87. Looks like Road Warrior Animal needs a new gimmick. Pretty good though, 88 for Thunder. Definitely a brilliant improvement on the ratings since the first show of February. FNW in debt apparently. Thunder 88. Quite happy. Injury for Rios. He's going to be out for a little while, I think. I can confirm that he is out. He can work through his fractured cheekbone. What a hero. Oh, looks like the 6-man's going to be cancelled. Lex Luger failed a drug test. He is now out for 4 months, so I'll pre-book a tag match for Nitro. But it's only going to be a tag match now. It's going to be Lance Storm, Mike Awesome versus Ric Flair and Sting. I believe this match has already happened before once. That's Luger out though for a little while. He probably needs the rehab, to be honest. I remember he got himself in a bad way a while ago, a long time ago. So I can confirm Davey Boy Smith will be joining my roster. I'm going to have him as a heel. Oh, Mike Saunders. Oh no, he took the world title. AJ Styles. AJ Styles was the world champion in my developmental since October, and we're in February now. 4-month reign. Doesn't sound a lot, but it is a lot in this game, especially in WCW times. AJ is improving, good. So the main event was Mike Sanders defeated AJ Styles for the title. That got 64. On the same card, Jidrak and Stasiak retaining the titles, and Finn Balor retained his X Division title. Shamrock signed. Tank Abbott signed as developmental. Still waiting on Hogan. Will he sign for me or will he sign for WWF? Finn Balor is in my development and he's the X Division champ. Alright, week 4, final Nitro, final Thunder, then SuperBrawl. It's official, and I'm gonna have him as a face. Hulk Hogan, in 7 days, is returning to WCW. There it is, Hulk Hogan, 1 week time, returning to WCW. Randy Savage was a bit unhappy about that, because Randy, he doesn't like Hulk. 90 for No Way Out. Eddie Guerrero retained the world title against Big Show. They're coming towards WrestleMania season. I wonder if I should change Road Warrior Animal's look. Being that I've just made him into a good guy. He's part of the Steiner Warriors. So Hulk Hogan will return. However, I'm on week 4 Feb, so that means he will be on the very first Nitro of the next video. Alright, let's get booking on Nitro. Okay, as normal, Nitro is booked. The last Nitro before the pay-per-view, but we still have Thunder. Pre-show tag match, Young Dragons are beaten by Johnny B. Bad and Psychosis. So Jimmy Yang's come a long way since he was the Cruiserweight Champion. He's sort of gone back to the job zone. 63 though. Hayes beats Terry Funk in a pre-show. It's got 60. Wrath destroys Brian Knobbs with the meltdown. It's got 53. Chavo Guerrero picks up a big win over Juice and Liger. That's got a 69 rating. So basically, I've now that Road Warrior Animal's a face, I've given him a change of picture back to sort of a Legion of Doom style one. The faces, Booker T, Steiner, Warrior, and Rick Steiner confront Buff Bagwell, Shane Douglas, Dustin, Rhodes, and Samoa Joe, and later on tonight they've agreed to face off in a parking lot showdown. It's got an 88, and also changed gimmick for Road Warrior Animal back to his power and paint instead of an enforcer. Oh, great chemistry. Conan defeats Chris Candido. It's got 75. This is a pretty good rating actually. Might give Conan a mini push. Three-way tag match. Carino and Chris Canyon continue their good run. Defeat Alex Wright and Tanaka, and also the Wyndhams when Steve Carino defeated Kendall Windham. It's got a 70. Dusty Rhodes books a fatal 4-way. This is for the pay-per-view between Flair. So I'm just pre-booking it now. So at the pay-per-view, SuperBrawl. It will be Ric Flair versus Sting versus Mike Awesome versus Lawrence Storm for the prestigious United States title. 82. Monty Brown jobs out Hugh Morris for the Pounce. 60. After the match, DDP hits the ring and hits Monty Brown with his own finisher, and this got a 100 rating. Who'd have thought, huh? DDP though, he's the man. Jerry Lynn defeats Kid Cash with a Cradle Power Driver. First Cruiserweight title defense. 67. Sort of two feuds in one here, kind of. Mysterio and Sean O'Haire team up to defeat Jeff Jarrett and Nigel McGuinness. Rey Mysterio picks up the win. It's got an 81, so very good rating. Continues the O'Haire and Jeff Jarrett storyline a little bit, who are due to face off at SuperBrawl in a rematch for the TV title. So the parking lot showdown, Rick Steiner apparently leads the troops to they're confronted by Dustin Rhodes. After a stare down, Shane Douglas takes a swing at Scott Steiner and all hell breaks loose. Several officials eventually gain control of the melee, but not before Booker T is badly injured when Buff Bagwell and Samoa Joe double powerbomb him onto the roof of a car. Ouchie. Just to remind people, we will be Booker T versus Scott Steiner versus Dustin Rhodes at the pay-per-view, and also the Steiner Warriors will take on Buff and Shane Douglas for the tag titles. 94 though, that's pretty good. This was the main event. Team Canada defeat Ric Flair and Sting. Mike Awesome picking up the victory over Ric Flair, 77. Final match, the four-way brawl breaks out between all four, and that got a 97. 85 for Nitro. That was definitely helped by 3 segments in 2 high 90s and 1 had 100, so can't moan about that. Few injuries popping up on my screen. So we got an 85 for Nitro. Raw got a 79 because they had Kane against the Big Show in the main event. Bob Holly's injured, torn his stomach muscle. Brother Ray damaged knee cartilage. Hayes is always fatigued. Nigel McGuinness got a slight injury as well. Smack If Down got an 85. Brothers of Destruction beat Triple H and Scott Hall. Sunday Night He got 67. RIP ECCW apparently. Yeah, they've actually closed now. Doug Williams on the rise. Yeah, Doug Williams is good. '44th Grammys, huh? Great. So, Jason Liger's contract's coming up, and he will be leaving because he's a freelancer and he only likes to stay at a company for a little while. And I can confirm New Japan Pro Wrestling have gone for him. WCW versus World, China. Mike Sanders defeat Jamie Noble in the main event, got 66. So, you know, my development's getting there in the ratings. I'm tempted to make a second development, but maybe I should do it in 6 months. For now, let's do Thunder. Alright, okay. Thunder is booked, the last one before the pay-per-view. US title in the main event. So BG James wins a pre-show match against Norman Smiley. Kind of not sure what to do with BG James at the moment. Cruiserweight match. Amazing Red picks up a win. defeating La Parka, Kid Cash and Christopher Daniels. That's actually quite surprising because I left the winner blank, expecting maybe Daniels to win at 62. That's good. David Flair is looking. Mike Awesome is looking for David Flair backstage. Should be the other way around. Whoops. 74. CM Punk defeats Brian Knobbs. 55 with the Anaconda device. He is getting there at his gimmick apparently. Jeff Jarrett, Monty Brown and Melina are forming an alliance. Melina is actually Jarrett's manager, so she's now going to be managing Monty Brown. Billy Kidman defeats Rios with the Shooting Star Press. This got a 61. Bit of a build for their tag match backstage. Bagwell and Shane Douglas are brawling with the Steiner Warriors. Agents have to pull them apart. 86. Juice and Liger defeats from Developmental AJ Styles and Chavo Guerrero when he beats AJ with the Liger Bomb. 76. Kanyon and Karina defeat the Young Dragons. Chris Kanyon hits the flatliner. 58. Monty Brown and Jeff Jarrett are backstage with Bischoff. They want to fight DDP and Sean O'Haire. Bischoff accepts. 92. Conan, Alex Wright and Tanaka defeat CW Anderson, Chris Candido and Finlay. It's got a 70. Flair's with Bischoff. He wants Mike Awesome tonight, and Bischoff's in a good mood and accepts. 79. Good rating here. Jerry Lynn defeats Hayes with the Cradle Power Driver. That's got a 74. Non-title match. Dustin's in the ring with Samoa Joe. When Steiner comes charging to the aisle, he slides into the ring. Dustin shoves Joe in his pass and quickly gets away, but Joe gets beaten up by an angry Scott Steiner. This got a 94. Tag match, DDP and Sean O'Haire defeat Monty Brown and Jeff Jarrett when DDP hits a diamond cutter. 78 is not bad for the one before the main event. Main event, Ric Flair defeats Mike Awesome following botched interference from Lance Storm. This got an 80. Final match, Team Canada are beating down Ric Flair. Sting's music's hit, but as he runs to the ring, it's a bit late as the damage is already done. 99. And another 85. So building up quite nicely. Oh, what's happening? It's all good. It's all good. The game just backed out for a reason. Still surviving. Unfortunately. Nothing was, well, fortunately, sorry, nothing was missed out on the, still got good thunder. SmackDown got, so Thunder got 85, there was no SmackDown, I've just read the SmackDown broadcast. For a minute I was in panic mode thinking that the game had completely crashed. Oh, we got a death. Charlie Manson, 26, died last night after being involved in a road traffic accident. Oh. He mainly wrestled in AAA. Dustin Rhodes asking for a pay rise. People want more money. Wrestle War. Daniel Bryan, the standout. You know what? I'm going to have maybe a developmental battle royal on my pay-per-view. Oh, what was that? Katrina and Ronna. New Japan Pro Wrestling gets an 81. Well, Noah, I suppose, got an 87. The thing is, though, the Japans always just have like 2 matches. Stampede Wrestling getting new champions. Oh. Sin storms out a show. Okay, that is pretty much all the news. Coming up next will be WCW SuperBrawl or SuperBrawl Revenge. And yeah, and that will be the last show of this month's worth of tapings. Okay, the pay-per-view is ready. There's going to be a couple of feud enders because I want to change things up from March. Anyway, we did the old firework intro with Bischoff and Dusty Rhodes hyping the show instead of the colour commentators, just to mix it up a bit. This got an 83. First match on the show, Chris Kanyon defeats BG James with a flatliner, 76. Good rating for Kanyon. Flair and Sting arguing backstage because Sting didn't help him out too well at the end of Thunder. It's got an 84. Triple threat match, Randy Savage defeats Conan and Wrath. It's got 74. Randy Savage hinting at a future face turn there. A 40-man battle royal for the hardcore title. I put loads of developmental people in it. So you've got like AJ Styles, Austin Aries, Bryan Danielson, David Flair, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Mikey Whipwreck, Paul London, and obviously a lot of the main roster. But Joe was down to the final 4 between Jerry Lynn, Billy Kidman and Nigel McGuinness. Billy Kidman was the last eliminated, Jerry Lynn got the most, and yeah, Joe successfully retains title, 72. Backstage promo from Team Canada, 85. And the superb match, the Steiner Warriors defeat Bagwell and Douglas and become the new tag team champions. This is their 3rd reign already, 82. Jeff Jarrett defeats Sean O'Haire with a stroke after Melina got involved. It's got 76. Just to make sure, I just want to use everybody on the roster. Joey Styles hosts Bikini Contest. It's got 68. Fantastic bout. DDP defeat Monty Brown by DQ as Jeff Jarrett ran in and attacked DDP. This got an 80. Following the match though, Brown and Jarrett are beating down DDP. Sean O'Haire recovers and rushes to the ring to try and make the save. Takes on both Brown and Jarrett by himself, valiantly putting hurt to both. DDP recovers and goes to help, but by mistake, coming in from behind of O'Haire, who thinks he's an enemy, and Sean O'Haire floors DDP, allowing Brown and Jarrett to escape. And this got a 91, so it's a mix of 2 feuds together here. I took a gamble and didn't put this as the main event, Booker T, but it ends the feud as well, defeats Scott Steiner and Dustin Rhodes, retaining his world title. Obviously post-match celebration, 89. And the main event was Ric Flair retaining against Sting, Mike Awesome and Lance Storm. The match went over 31 minutes. It's got a 91, so it's still quite good though. 2 90 matches. 90 for the pay-per-view. I think Booker T, Scott Steiner and Dustin Rhodes stole the show. So who'd have thought you say that, huh? Booker T and Goldust. So we'll just go through the March news quickly before finishing up. So I'm very happy with my 90 pay-per-view. So apparently Vampiro has returned. Hulk Hogan has joined. Before I can confirm, there you go, look, Hogan, Vamp. What I'm going to do though is drug test Vampiro. And Hogan, I guess. Hogan's clean. Vampiro unfortunately was not. He's been identified as a steroid user. That's fine. So that's good. So for those, that means Hulk Hogan and Vampiro will be debuting or returning next month. Excellent. Very happy about that. Jushin Liger is going to be joining New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's fine. He's obviously a legend in the business. In real life, he's just retired. Just seeing if there's any other big news. Doesn't look like too much. Colt Cabana is in my developmental. And yeah, we got Alex Shelley joining the wrestling world, so I'm going to give him a developmental deal. I'm sure I've got Chris Sabin in my development. So on that note, as always, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the February tapings. You know, it's ended quite good. Cruiserweight champ is Lynn. Samoa Joe's your hardcore champ. Flair's still your US. Booker T's still the world. Steiner Warriors are in their third reign as tag champs. And Jarrett is still TV champ. Tune in next time for March. We're going to be moving on for some new storylines. And as always, take care.